guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Basically, I needed a new concealer and I thought, I haven't tried the Clinique concealers in a while and I remember really liking them back when I worked there. So I ordered them all for science and we're just going to see which one I like the best. If this is your first time on my channel, hello, my name's Amy. I make, well, throughout December I'm making a video every single day and quite a few of them are these kind of beauty review type videos. I'm a huge Clinique fan, I've got lots of Clinique reviews. So if you fancy seeing more videos like this and you would like to hit the subscribe button, I would absolutely love to have you around. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, it would really help me out if you could give it a thumbs up just so I know what kind of thing to make more of. And lastly, as always, I'm only speaking from my own experience and my own opinions. I'm not an expert and obviously everybody's skin is so different, so we will all have different experiences of these things, and if you've tried any of these products and you have an opinion on them, whether it's the same as my opinion or different, please leave them in the comments below so we can all scroll down and have a read and learn together. And with that being said, let's crack on. One thing that I do love about Clinique foundation, and from what I gather they have also carried this across into their concealers, is the skincare benefits that's within their makeup. I just think that's brilliant. So let's talk through which ones we have. First of all, we have the Airbrush concealer. This is the lowest coverage one and it is the one that has been around for the longest. Then we have the Even Better concealer. This is the next step up, so like kind of medium coverage. And then the fullest coverage end, we have the Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer. So we're going to go through each one. I'm going to tell you what it's supposed to do, a little bit about the ingredients. We're going to do first impressions. We're going to do a wear test, see how it looks. And I hope that you find it helpful. First of all, let's start off with the Airbrush concealer. On the bottle it says that it illuminates and perfects. So what I'm personally looking for from this is to back up those claims. So does it illuminate, is it brightening, and does it kind of conceal any imperfections? Clinique claim that the Airbrush concealer is a light reflecting makeup must-have and that it hides shadows, illuminates and perfects your eye area. Which, to be honest, my eye area is something that I am becoming more and more conscious of. I feel like as I'm getting older, I can definitely see a lot more fine lines. My makeup kind of tends to crease under there a lot more often. And obviously this year I've been wearing a lot of masks, my skin's been breaking out. So to be honest, it's got a job to do. This costs £21 and it comes in 8 different shades, including an illuminator shade. They say that this one softens the look of fine lines and wrinkles and uses light diffusing optics to brighten the shadows. So I remember using this on a lot of people. This was my favourite one when I worked there. So let's head over to Past Me and have a look at what happened when I tried it. So this is the Clinique Airbrush concealer in the colour 05, which is fair cream. But as you can see, it's got this kind of brush kind of top and you have to twist the product out. So I am just going to kind of paint it on. Oh no, I think that is the right colour actually. Just going to go and do a little bit of spot concealing. I also get quite a lot of redness around my kind of jawline, so I tend to put a little bit of concealer there as well. Okay, so now I'm going to blend this all in with, this is like a wet beauty blender, and just see how it goes. From what I remember, the coverage is quite light. Okay, it's done absolutely nothing for this spot here, like nothing at all, but for the redness on the sides of my face, I think it's done quite a good job. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I will check back in with you so you can see how it kind of all sits together. Okay, my makeup is done. I feel like the Airbrush concealer, even though it is supposed to be the lowest coverage concealer out of all of them, I think it's done a really good job of just giving me a really nice and even base. I really don't like that look where you are like super light under the eyes. I know it's a bit of a trend at the moment, but I just like to go for something that looks a little bit more natural, she says, with a berry lip and some false lashes on. Here it is up close. So there is a little bit of creasing under the eyes. You can probably see what I mean, that it didn't completely cover the spots, but it did a really good job, I think. They're quite nasty spots, so yeah, I'm very impressed. I am going to go about my day. I've got a lot to do today, and I will come back before I take my makeup off so I can show you a wear test. Good evening. It really is the evening as well. It's 11 PM. And look how well my makeup stayed on. It's actually a miracle. I've done loads today. But if I zoom in really close to the concealer under the eyes, I'm really self-conscious about my under eyes, you know. I need a really good eye cream if anyone can recommend one. I feel like they're getting really like creasy. Got a little bit of creasing under the eye, but to be honest, nothing that I would be like put off by, considering this has been on now for like 15 hours. It's definitely done better than my foundation, look at that. Although I think I maybe have been rubbing my nose today. I didn't even realise how impressed I was until I looked at it close up on a camera. God, that is so good. Yeah, again, I'm a little bit nervous about the other two because they're supposed to be full of coverage and this is just such perfect coverage. This is my perfect concealer. I found it. It's the first one that I've tried and I found it. Like normally by this point in the day, I would definitely look really tired, and don't get me wrong, I am tired, but I don't think the concealer is letting that show too much. I'm absolutely blown away. Okay. Surely it's got to go downhill from here. How am I going to go and take this off now? I don't really want to. God, I can't believe it. I was absolutely blown away by this concealer. I will say that I was quite surprised that this shade actually worked for me. 05, I've never been 05 in anything in my life. I'm an 01 in all Clinique foundations. So I definitely wouldn't recommend just buying your normal Clinique foundation shade in this. I feel like it did everything it said. It brightened, it reduced the appearance of fine lines. I'm a big fan, really big fan of this one. Okay, so let's move on to the Even Better All Over Concealer and Eraser. According to the Clinique website, this one is a lightweight, full coverage concealer that instantly perfects and visibly depuffs over time. This one costs £23 and it is significantly more inclusive in terms of shades. I think there are 32 of them. This one is suitable for all skin types. It contains vitamin C, which will help to brighten the skin and to even it out. Even Better is one of their foundations which is used to target uneven skin tone. So it's nice to see that they've carried across some of those skincare properties from the foundation into the concealer. It also contains hyaluronic acid to smooth and plump the appearance of fine dry lines. It contains caffeine to help energize the skin. They claim that the colour stays true all day and that it is sweat and humidity resistant. Good morning everybody, another day, another concealer. Today we are trying the Even Better All Over Concealer and Eraser. I'm quite excited about this one. The bottle, it's got like a rounded top. Oh, I didn't actually know that. It's like a proper sponge. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, that's a sponge on the end. It comes with this lid. And yeah, in general, I do really like the Even Better range. I like the foundations anyway. Instantly brightens, treats dark circles and blurs imperfections with all day staying powder. Well, I'll be the judge of that. God, you can see my gross little mirror. I did not get enough sleep last night and I think that is immediately apparent in my dark circles. So we're praying for a miracle with this one. How does it work? Is it a twist? I assume it's a twist, right? Ooh, no? What's happening? Oh! But then what's the sponge for? Okay. Pop some under the eye. I think that's quite a lot of concealer actually. You get a lot on this. I'm giving myself like Cats, the musical vibes. Okay, should I use the sponge on the end of this? I don't want to ruin it, it's gonna make me sad. Let's try it. Oh, no, actually that's quite nice because it's a really kind of dense sponge. I don't know if that's the right word. And so because of that, it's like distributing the product but still keeping it quite thick. You know what? It's looking good so far. I think this might be like half a shade too dark for me. But once I've got my foundation on, it will kind of even it all out. I will say, oh, it sets really quickly actually. Like this is actually now quite difficult to blend out. I'm gonna go with my normal beauty blender. This is going south. Okay, so what we've learned, don't put it all over your face and then blend. Put a bit on, then blend, then another bit on, then blend. So my first impressions are that it is nice. It does what it says, it blurs. It doesn't feel as hydrating on the skin as the Airbrush one. and I think it does look a bit drier than the Airbrush one did, but maybe it means that it'll like really stay on throughout the day, because that they do say that that is one of its sort of selling points. As always, I will finish my makeup and I'll be back. Okay, I've done it. Here's my makeup for the day. As you can see, this spot is definitely poking through more with this one than it did with the Airbrush concealer. That being said, it is holding very nicely under my eyes. It was fairly easy to work on top of. I will say that as soon as I applied the powder, like to set it, it definitely blurred any imperfection under my eyes. I really noticed a difference there, but yeah, I guess we'll just see how it wears throughout the day. This has been on for I think about 15.5 hours, and as you can see, it's still doing fairly well. We've got some creasing under the eyes here, and the spot is showing through slightly. Overall, in terms of the coverage, I would say that I'm impressed with it. I don't like it as much as the Airbrush concealer. I just think that the Airbrush one looked very kind of glowy, whereas this one definitely feels chalkier. Not really chalky, but just by comparison. I think it is a very good concealer. I really do like the sponge on the end. I feel like that really contributed to why it stayed on so long, because it got such an even distribution. And obviously sponging makeup on makes it stay on longer than if you kind of smear it on with a brush or with your hands. I mean, also, side note, my foundation has definitely held up better today, hasn't it? This is a Clinique foundation. Yesterday I was wearing a Charlotte Tilbury one. Interesting. Pros of this one for me are definitely the added skincare benefits over time, and also the sponge applicator, which I feel really helped it to go on very flawlessly and with quite full coverage. And I did really like it. I will use the whole bottle. I just didn't like it as much as the Airbrush concealer in my opinion. And in this one I got the shade 10, which CN10, which is in the shade Alabaster. I chose this one because the colour of my foundation, despite it is the palest shade, it used to be 01, but they've recently changed it to 10 Alabaster, which then made me think, right, I'll go for the same in this, and I think that was the right thing to do. So now we are on to the last one, the Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer. This one is significantly smaller in bottle than the others, but it is also less faff. There's no kind of twisty thing, there's no sponge on the end. They say that this is a full and buildable coverage concealer which will stay in place for up to 24 hours, and that it is creamy yet lightweight. This one costs £19 and it comes in 18 different shades, including one of those like peachy apricot type orangey shades, which is supposed to colour correct dark circles, which is really interesting. I've never actually used one of those. Let me know if you have and what you thought. They claim that you can wear this for 24 life-proof hours without touching up, and that the formula is transfer resistant and sweat and humidity resistant as well. Yet another day, yet another concealer. Today we have the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer. It says that it is camouflage plus 24-hour wear. We will be putting that to the test. Probably not the full 24 hours because I'm not about to sleep in it, but I'll give it a good go. I chose the shade 04, which is called Very Fair. It does look quite pale, but that's okay. I'm a little bit confused about this one. I'm expecting it to be very heavy because Beyond Perfecting is their heaviest foundation. I have a whole video where I tried out all of the different Clinique foundations. I will leave the link to that in the description. But I thought that the appeal of that one was that it's a foundation and concealer, like it's heavy duty enough to do both. So I'm a little bit confused by the existence of this, to be honest. Is it supposed to be thicker than the foundation? I don't know. I don't know if you can see that, but like here, I actually think it looks quite patchy. Let's try it on this spot. This spot is obviously nowhere near as bad as it was a few days ago. Oh, to be fair, it's done a very good job of that. Yeah, my first impression is I'm not mad about it. Oh, it's starting to crease a little bit around my eyes. I'm not sure if it is fuller coverage than the one I wore yesterday, you know. It's quite a thin kind of texture. Okay, I have just finished doing my makeup for the day. This is what we've gone for. I've not got any lashes on today because I'm not leaving the house and I'm not taking any photos, so couldn't be bothered. In terms of the concealer, let's zoom you in. I'm not blown away by this, you know. I don't actually think this concealer is as full coverage as some of the other ones, which I'm quite confused about, because obviously that is the whole point. I just don't think this one's worn very well at all. I don't know if it's because I am so much more tired today, but my under eyes are just like purple, which I don't feel like they were when I was wearing the other two. To be honest, if it was the only concealer that I had, I wouldn't be mad about it, but I'm not going to rush out to buy it again. Maybe I'm wrong because the reviews of it are incredible. I just don't feel like it was for me. I don't think it really did anything in terms of brightening. I found that by the end of the day, my skin looked quite sorry for itself. And maybe that's a reflection of, I don't know, something I'm doing. I feel very tired towards this end of the week versus how I felt earlier this week. From a super concealer, personally, I just wanted more. Thank you so much for watching. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you've tried any of these and you have had an experience that you wouldn't mind sharing, whether that's the same as mine or different, I would really love to hear it, and I think then we can all scroll down, have a read, learn more about these concealers kind of from different people's perspectives. So that would be really brilliant. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It helps me to figure out what kind of content to make more of. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I am making videos every day of December, and then I'll go back to 2 or 3 a week from January onwards. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.